Check one, two. Is this thing on? Because so far, literally nothing is working. Check one, two. Check one, two. There we go. First order of business, person who just joined. Can you hear me? Is the audio working? Let me know in the comments. Is YouTube broken today or what? Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm. Is YouTube working today? It does not seem like it is. This is free. And I'll tell you why it's free. Because the live's going to cut out 95 times. We just got done doing a live and it cut out like 10 times. Mike, question, go. First of all, is the audio, can you hear me? Is it laggy? Let me know if there's any issues. I don't know, Mike, if you were in the last one, but it wasn't working prior. Mike, why did I not keep my talent a secret? I did for years, but then I wrote a book, a good book, and I didn't want to live a life where I was constantly living over my shoulder. And the stories that, I mean, the government will just seize your bank and then you have to run away to a different country. And then you work there until you have to run away to a different country again. So I didn't want that life. And also, my teacher, Darwin, we discussed it, and performing and doing kind of an expose on what's possible in card games is a much safer way to live. So I don't have to live with someone, you know, breaking in my door at 3 in the morning. That's my answer. Kara, how you doing, Kara? This male is an idiot. I don't think English is your first language, Mark. That's what I think. How you doing? 5 part 4. How's it going? No, this isn't my first live. I go live all the time. I'm usually on live on Instagrams. Maybe a couple times a week. Rob, how you doing, man? IR English first speaking. Hi, this is Clippy. It looks like you're trying to speak English. Do I read all books? No, this is not even real. This is a AI backdrop. Sparta. I get it now. It looks like 5 part 4. Oh, that's good. That's good. Mark, you know what's sad is that I'm forcing you to watch my live. If you were strong, you could just leave. That's your mom emailing me right there, as a matter of fact. AI background 100%. Nobody could read all those books. That's ridiculous. Tim Sullivan, how you doing? Orlando, Florida is 100% in the books. If you go to cardmagicbyjason.com, that's right. Shameless plug. Cardmagicbyjason.com and go to the live shows tab. Orlando is on the tour schedule. Have I got any caps with a card design? Well, we just got sponsored a couple months ago by uh, Black Clover, which isn't card designs, but it has a lucky kind of a vibe. And they have some pretty cool hats, but none card related. And also, it's a little on the nose for me. Oh, I've got it's like a novelty tie. Oh, wow, cards. Tickets dropped for Connecticut. No, that's not up to us, unfortunately. If it was up to us, they'd be on the website right now. That's up to the venue. Um, and when they send the links, then we put them on the site. Hello from Bragg, North Carolina. We're going to be in Charlotte. I don't know how close that is to you. Such a big fan, Mr. Al Ray. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Was I in Penn and Teller? No, I was not. Penn and Teller, I don't even care about going on the show anymore. With Penn and Teller, I sent in videos for 13 years, and I never heard anything back. So I kind of gave up because I didn't really care anymore. Because I figured after sending in four different versions of tricks over a decade that they weren't interested. And then in 2019, they reached out to me and said, "We'd love to have you on the show, but we want you to do this." And they sent me one of my videos from my YouTube channel. And I knew that it wouldn't fool them. It was my triumph from my second book. So I don't get to pick the trick that I want to do. So I said no. And I don't care about doing the show anymore. Watched Laugh Tim, I'm glad you're digging the videos. Have I read all these books? No, this is not even real. This is CGI background. Penn and Teller, yeah, Penn and Teller is a show for undiscovered magicians. That's what that show is. I'm touring. We're touring into the middle of 2027. I've got two books out. Uh, I don't need to do the show. Like, I have no interest in doing the show. And the real issue with Penn and Teller is, you ready for this? Jabrizi has a trophy. Do I want to be in the same class as Jabrizi? I don't think so. Great job with Mike Rowe. Oh, thank you for the wow. That's generous. $20. Thank you. Holy, what a legend. Thank you so much for the dono. I appreciate it. Great job with Mike Rowe. That was just a fantastic hang. It was like talking to your best friend for like sitting at a campfire with a glass of scotch, talking to your best buddy for 2 hours. His voice is velvet, and it was just a fantastic uh, time. And I spent time with him before and after. It's great. How do I bribe Mark to get me to come to Argentina? The food and the women will get me to come to Argentina. Um, we will. I'm sure we'll end up there eventually. Ruffy, hey, Ruffy, welcome to the chat. Check out next time when I'm live. Yeah. I pop in here maybe once a week or so, and I'll catch you next time. I should rate other people's card tricks. I think I'd be brutal. Absolutely brutal. Dave, yes, we're live. How you doing, Dave? Never once dissed Mike Rose. No, he actually did it when I got there. He said, with all due respect, my mother says hello. He like pre-roasted, so I didn't have to. Come back to Kansas City. Um, we'll 100% be back to Kansas City for the food, the barbecue alone. What is it? Q39. We went to Arthur Bryant's. Awful, absolutely awful. Stop calling my mom. I will not stop calling your mom. Your card tricks are amazing. I have to agree with you. Addicted to watching a new video every day before I sleep. Right before you sleep, I was going to keep you up for hours. Try watching them in the morning. But I know what you mean about the routine. Nice watch. Do I have what's no? I don't really have a favorite. I enjoy all of them equally. They all get equal love. And when I pick a watch, I decide. I just say, I want to wear this one today because I haven't worn it in 5 or 6 days. That's my approach when I open up uh, my watch case. Hey, Gina, user 2911. How you doing, Gina? What city do I enjoy? Well, anything in Europe. If you're talking about food, I mean, the United States food is just poison. Uh, will I go to Blackpool 2027? No. The food in Europe is remarkable. One whiskey. What am I recommending? You know what I should do? I should go grab some of my favorite whiskeys. I don't know if I'd get kicked off alive for that. If I had to promote one right now, a solid favorite of mine is something from Macallan. They have a collection, the Harmony Collection, and it's called Vibrant Oak. If you're taking notes, which you should, Vibrant Oak in the Harmony Collection from Macallan. Unbelievable. 230 bucks a bottle or something like that. It's just fantastic. Does my personality switch off during the day? Yes, I don't walk around like in grocery stores telling people I'm going to lay pipe in their mom. Oh, no, I'm like a normal person. I mean, I am a bit of an asshole, but I'm not in character all day. No. Guitar chops. I'm not going to play this. That's uh, missing a G string of all strings. That's a 95 Les Paul. How many magic books do I have? I would say close to, we're pushing 2,000, somewhere in that neck of the woods. This is some of them. This it continues over here. Uh, and I have some bookshelves upstairs, and then there's ones on this one over here. And then I also have in my card room, which I'm pointing to, like you know what it is, which is upstairs. There's like the current reading selection that are kind of out of they're not in any order. They're just this is things I'm currently working on. Altogether, I think around 2,000. What is the purpose of this live? It is to teach you English. What's in the basement? You know what? This is one of the first places I've ever lived that doesn't have a basement. There is no basement here. It's like it's the floor and that's it. What trick took me the longest to master? You can watch that on my YouTube. If you go to YouTube, we're on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and watch Magic Castle. My Magic Castle set. Search Magic Castle with Danny. Watch that. The last 10 minutes. That thing took. I don't even know how long that took to put together. Plans on releasing a third book. The third book's already out, man. Third book is right here. Uh, Card Magician's better than Jason Ladani. And we made a comprehensive list of magicians that were better than Jason Ladani. And we put them all in this book uh, just to pay tribute to their efforts. It's a quick read. Um, so that's the third. It's a third book right there. Last time I messed up a trick. The last time I talked about this, and if, I don't know. Oh, I did it in an interview. Um, I was palming a card, and I was performing for two women, and I palmed the card, and I turned to the right, which is you know, the move of death. She said something that I had to react to, and I can't. I don't think I can. I can't repeat it on this live. I'll get booted. She said I made a joke, and she ad libbed, and I turned to her and said, "What?" And when I turned to her, the card was here, and this woman over here reached into my hand and said, "What is this?" And there's just no recovery from that. Chapter two hits, of course. It's my favorite. It's quick, but it's good. In touch with PJ. No, PJ has vanished. I haven't heard from PJ from that account. PJ JX2 or something. I haven't heard from that guy in probably over 2 years. Oh, that was louder than I thought. The epilogue, it really puts you in it sets up, it creates an atmosphere. Bob from the basement, Basement Bob completes me. If there wasn't a Basement Bob, I wouldn't have any content to make. Have I been to India on tour? No, I have not been to India. Um, when I see something innovative or maybe a new technique, how do I go about figuring out what they did? That's an interesting question because that's a very interesting question because I don't copy. I don't look at someone and say, "Ooh, what is that? I want to do it." I don't know why I don't have that thing. I can appreciate what someone else is doing, but that doesn't mean I have to then learn that. What I'm constantly doing is looking for what's not out there. I'm creating that. I look at like, what can I do that hasn't been done yet? Safe travels to Morocco. Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm in Morocco for like 10 days or so. How many hours a day do I practice? Usually I spread it out over the day. I don't schedule it as much as I used to. But I would say at least 2 hours, and then throughout the day, it's probably two to 4 hours a day, pretty consistent. Are they all card trick books? Yes, these are all. Actually, no, that's not true. There's some business books and some acting books. Um, my special effects guy, 200K a year. No, bro, it's like way over that. Do you see the quality of editing? Marrakesh, we're going all over the place. As a matter of fact. We have a person that is we have a driver that each day we're there brings us to some place and some thing like a tour guide. Is there any future book? Yeah, of course I'll be writing more books. My third book, the actual third book, is been done. I don't even know if there's a manuscript. I may even have a manuscript of the third book. I thought I had. I guess I don't. I thought I had an actual paper manuscript of the third book. Um, but I do not. Favorite watch to wear? I don't have a favorite. I answered something similar to this. I don't have a favorite. I enjoy all of them equally. There's no like one that I gets all the attention. I quite literally open up my watch case and say, "What haven't I worn in 3 or 4 days?" And I put that one on. Love the trick. Am I coming to London? Yeah, 100%. We're there. Bush Hall, October 28th. Why is that marker so loud? Oh man, wanted to see my Boston show. 100% will be back in Boston. So don't, we're there at least once a year. How many guitars do I own? That's a tough question. 15 or so. A lot of I have a couple builds in progress. I have some Strat bodies and Strat necks laying around. Um, so it's tough that do those count as guitars. So I'm constantly kind of swapping necks and building things and little projects that I like to work on. What am I writing down? You'll figure it out in a second. What about DC timonium, which sounds like something that should be on the periodic table of elements? We're in timonium. I do not know the date though. Uh, CardMagicByJason.com for tickets. Bicycle cards are the best. I prefer Turner's. Turner Gold Seal is the best. What do I think of Fender lawsuits? Interesting question because I agree that you can't just take someone's stuff. That was a design, and then the world just said, "Oh, I'll copy that." That is so wrong. But something should have been done back then. You let it go for so long, and now you're coming out and saying, "Okay, it belongs to us." But it's what are you going to do? Take everybody's guitar away from them, or stop sales of like it's too much damage has been done. So it's kind of their fault for not doing anything sooner. But I 1000% agree that you can't just steal other people's stuff. Like all the Timu channels that just think they can just take my channel. Do I like the trolls? The trolls complete me, Jimmy. I wouldn't have a channel if it wasn't for trolls. Did I ever perform on Penn and Teller's Fool Us? No, we just answered this. I don't have any interest on going on the show. This is a show for undiscovered magicians. Do I get nervous before a show? No, because I've been doing this since my early 20s, like like in front of people. So, the last time I was nervous and I felt like the back of my leg shaking and all that, I was like performing in high school or something. You know, so once you perform enough, that's not you're not out of your element anymore. You're in your comfort zone. So walking on stage is a comfort because you've been here a million times, you know what you're doing and you don't get nervous. You're nervous when you're unsure about the outcome. My shows, I'm not nervous about the outcome. What do I think of James Bolin? What an oddly specific question. He's very talented. Trolls complete me. It's just so, it's like, if I'm on the internet, hear me out, chat. If I'm on the internet and there's a video talking about somebody, you know, talking about quantum physics or something, I don't chime in and go, "Oh, this is all BS. Here's what I think." No, I don't understand the topic enough to chime in. But for some reason on the internet, people have this feeling that they have to chime in with their expertise, and nobody knows what they're talking about. It's ridiculous. So I can't help but to respond. That is a Les Paul, yeah. San Francisco or Oakland, we'll 100% be there. Best trolls, you know where the bottom of the internet is? Reddit. Reddit is the place where there's the most confidence and the most dumbest shit I've ever read in my life. There'll be somebody will post a video of mine in there, and I get people will send it to me and say, "Hey, you're blowing up on Reddit right now." And you'll read some like this long, like they must have taken them 20 minutes to write this out about how they would CG, like I can see the CGI, I can see the visual effects. Here's how he did this. He's masking this. And it's like this long. Like what are we doing? Come to Australia. We would love to come to Australia. It's in the works. We know we're talking to a promoter over there. Um, Favorite concert? We'll get to that in a second. Uh, we are talking to them, but we don't want to go all the way there for 3 shows. We want to go down and have 6 shows or something. Hit all over the place. So it takes time to coordinate that kind of stuff. Favorite concert was Pink Floyd. I saw them in '94, or yeah, '94 in Boston, Foxborough. It was just incredible. It was incredible. The Division Bell. How do I fight the stripper deck allegations? It's so obvious. I mean, they can say that, but you never see the pull. Like they don't know enough of what they're talking about. And plus, a wash is constantly uh, flipping the cards 180. So a stripper deck isn't gonna help you do anything. I'm at what I can't see 2/3 rigidity. Well, man, you you go too often. You need to wait longer in between, and then you'll be at 100%. So tone it down. David Gilmour is responsible for why I play the way I play. David Gilmour and Stevie Ray Vaughan, those are like my first influences. And David Gilmour plays so melodically, like you can sing his solos. He's not shredding. So very powerful playing. Like every note matters when Gilmour plays. Have I ever thought about trolling the trolls with actual magnets? Yeah, I had an idea for something. It's such a like it takes work to do something that's such an obvious troll. The video would take a lot more work than my regular stuff. What amps do I run? Well, back there is a Bruno Underground 30. But if you don't know what a Bruno is, I highly recommend. Ridiculously expensive, handmade, custom out of the Catskills. Tony Bruno. Those are fantastic, but that's my specialty kind of underground thing. I have a 65 Princeton and I have a 64 Super, and those are fantastic. An old Blues Junior from 2000, early 2000s, the American made ones. But I'm like a Fender guy. SRV live, yeah, that's Stevie is just a monster. Does anyone ever actually pay? Yes. You can tell by the dollar amounts. If they're betting 21 bucks, or like the guy today, he paid. If they're betting 40 bucks, 80 bucks, 100, that's typically where people pay. If somebody says, I bet you 500 bucks, I'm never going to hear from them again. The 3 biggest payouts were 500 bucks by some guy that didn't even make the bet. A video was for 500 bucks. The guy ghosted, and someone else said, "Hey, I got you. I'll pay you the 500 bucks." There was another video where I did the big wash and did a straight flush for 800. That guy paid. And then Drake, he did a $10,000 bet for uh, Crazy Eights, and he paid within an hour. I couldn't believe it. What is my favorite poker hand? That's a winning one. And my favorite kind of turkey sandwich. What are these? What is happening? I'm not really a cold cut turkey sandwich kind of a guy. Rick Beato does, yeah, the Oscar Peterson interview, or the Oscar. He broke apart one of the Oscar Peterson clips. That's a great channel. Come back to Denver. Yes, Denver needs to get their act together. Is there a video of the Drake bet? Yes, of course. I think if you just search Crazy Eights, you'll find it. If you go on my channel and search Crazy Eights, I don't think I put Drake's name in the title. Denver, yeah, we'll 100% be back to Denver. It's the club. I forget what club was that. Was that the Funny Bone or the Imp? I don't remember the name of the club. Um, we will be back there, but they had their audio and their lighting was a bit off. Cloverbacks, great question. Yes, the 100% like this week. They'll be back. What was it like studying under Darwin Ortiz? It was for the first 10 years. It was work. It was a lot of work. He did not he was not your friendly teacher. He was not your chit chat teacher. You would show up and he'd say, "What are we working on?" All business, all business. And that was kind of driving because I was trying to buddy up. I wanted to have small talk, but there wasn't any. And if I did ask him a question, it was just a one word answer. And he was so concerned about now you're going to learn this, or now we got to fix this, or now we have to do that. So it was, I don't know how to explain it. It took 10 years for us to go see a movie together or dinner or something like that. So I wouldn't say strict, but just pure focus on work and improvement. Is it possible to remove as many sensory inputs and muscle memory when doing card tricks? It's silly because you don't have to practice like that. At a live show, I'm not, with headphones on, noise canceling headphones, gloves, blindfolded with my nose plugged, So that's never really a situation that you would have to put yourself in. But for these challenges, I often do have to wear gloves and things like that. And the methods that I'm using, gloves actually don't really have an impact on that at all. Do I have an apprentice? I have several students. I probably have about 30 to 40 students right now. Favorite shuffle? I would say the table driffle shuffle because it's so versatile and it looks cool. It's like the overhand shuffles in the hands. I mean, that's like every day. That's the white trash of shuffles. Um, so the table driffle shuffle is like you're a respectable dealer if you can shuffle cards like that and keep it clean. How do I sign up to be a student? You go to the website, cardmagicbyjason.com. Shoot me an email through there. How many decks do I go through in a month? I'm kind of maybe 1 to 2 to 3 decks a day kind of a guy through practice. Not always. I mean, sometimes I'll open up a deck that I used the day before and it still has life in it. But Turner decks, if you're a card nerd in the chat, Turner decks will last a lot longer. Standards kind of wear out right away, and elite cards are just garbage. They last for like a couple hours. My favorite movie. I get asked this every live. It's really tough to nail down one specific movie because there's so many good ones. But Heat is a contender. Departed, Silence of the Lambs, Casino Royale, all of the Shawshank Redemption. These movies that are just you can watch them over and over again. I'm leaving out tons of great movies, but those are just fantastic movies. Heat is like the perfect movie, I think. Do I get motivated by other people's tricks? Not really. I typically, when I watch other people's tricks, I tend to see everything that's wrong with them. Did I ever meet Ricky Jay? No, I saw his last show. He was in New York at a show called Cards and Conversation. I want to say the Shaw Theater. This was 2019 or something like that, and we didn't know it at the time, but he that was his last performance. He passed away a couple months after that. He has no. Why does the woman like De Niro's character? Because he has no redeeming qualities. Women love assholes. The mysterious badass. I don't see a problem with. He's a good-looking guy, and he's got that mysterious thing about him. I don't see any kind of flaw in that movie in that regard. The guy that does slow motion camera to see if they can catch others' tricks. I know magicians that do that, but that's basically exposure. If you're doing sleight of hand and then slowing it down and saying, "Oh, I can see it," and then posting it, you're basically teaching the sleight. Um, so that's kind of what's the point of that? I mean, other magicians can appreciate watching that, but I'm not big on exposure on the internet. Uh, don't skip over me again. I'm gonna skip over you for the rest of this live. Do I offer scholarships? I teach lessons. I took them off the site because we're touring. We're doing too much working, so I don't have time to. I can't do the lessons like I used to do anymore. But if you contact me through the website, we can set up a lesson. It'll be down the road a little bit though. Can I spot a card cheat at a poker table? I've sat across. I can't name the person because that's just what they do for a living. You cannot. You can sit right there, and you can't see a thing. It's incredible. Speaking of Casino Royale, who's my favorite Bond? Sean Connery is Bond. There's no question there. But Daniel Craig, I think, did a fantastic, just a fantastic job at reinventing that character and bringing new. He's like a killer. Tricks, yeah, speechless. Well, hey, I'm just doing my job. You shouldn't watch one of my tricks and go, "Oh, that was kind of cool." I mean, they have to hit hard. Do card tricks get girls? Well, it got your mom. So if you do the math, I'd say yeah. De Niro or Pacino? What a fantastic question. Holy shit. I never was, I never had to think about that because they're both fantastic. Tim, thanks for, it's not the best live you've ever seen. We're just having a conversation. I don't know about the best live, but Tim, have a great rest of the evening. De Niro or Pacino? That's really hard to answer that. Casino or Goodfellas? I'd say Goodfellas. It's just a great movie. What's up, official Chad TV? Other people send me my videos, and then you have to pretend like you haven't seen it before. I do that with my friends when they send me reels and things, funny things. Like I saw this like 8 days ago, but you can't keep saying, "Hey, I already saw this." Favorite guitar I own? It changes all the time, but right now I have a '69 335 that is just chef's kiss. Did I rob a bookstore? No, this is just a AI backdrop. That's not real. Uh Scorsese for sure. The Town, that's a fantastic movie. I own The Town. That is a great movie. Do I think I get more love or hate on my channel? I think the honest answer to that is I think it's about 80-20. I think 80% show up and they love the stuff, they love the content. And then 20% is made up of people, complete doubters, just troll. Like they're just trolling for the sake of trolling. They're not really like, hey, this is fake. But then there's like a solid 5% that really feel like violated by card trick videos on the internet. And they feel like they've got to get something off their chest. Childhood trauma that they can't get over. It's unresolved childhood trauma that they need a place to take it out on. So I think 80% are true fans, and then 20% are just it's baked into the internet. Best magic channel here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do I handle hate? It's baked in. You can't ignore. I mean, other channels do ignore the hate. I don't. I don't mind it. I'm gonna just use it. It's a funny video. Like somebody today, somebody left a stupid comment that's gonna be tomorrow's video. So it's just free content. Jordan or LeBron? I'd have to go with Jordan. Steve, love your videos. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Have I ever been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us? No, we already answered that. I have no interest in going on the show. Cash Flow Shane. Oh my God, the one and only Cash Flow Shane. Oh my God, everybody go follow that guy. Blow him up to 1 million. Best magician that I look up to. Well, it was Darwin, of course, and it really still is, even though he's not with us anymore. To be able to work to a level like that is always a goal. Does everyone pay their bets? I'd say about 40%. The guy today paid blackjack, burn blackjack or whatever that video was today. That guy paid $21. The biggest, if you're one, I've already answered this. The biggest payouts were 500, 800, and 10,000. And Drake paid the 10K. People only hate when they can't understand. That's exactly what it is. It's jealousy, insecurity, and ignorance. And they'll make a comment, and then when I say that's not right or prove it wrong, they just get defensive, and it turns into hate. But that's all their problem. That's all on their end. It wouldn't be the same channel without the hate. 100%. It 100%. They complete me. Could you imagine just doing a channel of card tricks? Hey everybody, today I'm going to cut out the four aces, and I'd be Daniel Roy. The hate is what makes the channel fun, honestly. Do I get invited to celebrity parties to perform? Yes. We have private events all over the country. I just got back from Majorca. That was Casper Ruud's wedding, big tennis guy. And people invite us to perform all over the place. How often do I practice with cards? Every day. What do I think of Daniel Roy? Daniel Roy needs to come up with his more of his own content. Daniel Roy's put my book Game Changer on his channel more times than I have. There's more of my content on his channel from that book than there is on my channel. He's got great hands, but when it comes time to just ripping content, that's a little bit annoying. Blackjack. Will I ever go to the blackjack ball? I don't know what that is. $5 million or your bookshelf of knowledge. What are you going to do with money? Money's just going to run out. You need a passion. You need a passion and a thing that you work with. Like, here's an example. How about you give me all the money in the world? Let's make it like a real number. $500 trillion. Hey Jay, here's $500 trillion, but we have to cut both your hands off. What am I gonna do with all that money? Nothing. I'd rather have my hands. Daniel isn't ripping everything off, but the problem is, I post something and a week later, it's the same thing on like I forget the Heads Up Poker by Rolling Dice, Power Play from Game Changer, my Triumph from Game Changer. Like, bro, where's yours? The wash stuff, it's like he's not the worst. There's another guy right now that does. If I post something on Monday, it's on his channel on Wednesday. How important is charisma when doing slights? Well, you need to be a charismatic person, or no one cares about watching you. Can I deal myself four aces from a legitimately shuffled deck? Of course, you don't need a center deal. There's tons of methods. You don't need a center deal at all. At least he gives credit. Yeah, we had to call him to do credit. He when he put it out 10 levels of sleight of hand. There was no credit in that. That's power play from Game Changer. Can I make your wife disappear? I don't know. Is she hot? David Blaine is a magician. That's exactly what he is. David Blaine is a magician. He's fine. He's. I mean, if puking frogs is your thing, he's the man. American Chopper. What year are we in? um, Senior probably has some tricks up his sleeve. Can I fix your credit? Yeah, stop buying shit you don't need. Danny Diortiz, yeah, he's incredible. Can Danny Diortiz see through my tricks? You'd have to ask him. Yeah, David Blaine is his own thing. He's certainly not a card mechanic. He's not a card magician. He does card tricks. He's a magician. He does a variety of different things. When are we gonna get a watch review? I thought about it. I don't know. I could add watch content into the mix. Horror movie fan. You know, I like a good movie that makes your hair stick up on the back of your neck. Um, but I'm kind of an action movie junkie. I like a good action movie. A horror movie done well is very good. Gary Oldman is one of the best actors that we've had in our lifetime. The move that another card mechanic would appreciate, what would that be? That'd be a table pharaoh, a bottom deal, center deal, second deal. Do I watch anime? No. Actually, John, I've never watched anime in my life. Can you believe that? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't have any desire to learn about it or understand it. It's not a diss to people that like it. I just don't. It's not anything I feel the need to know about or watch about. Favorite whiskey? I answered this earlier. Macallan has a something called the Harmony Collection, and the Vibrant Oak is fantastic. Right now, that Scotch is calling my name. Steve 40 fan? Who's that? Never heard of him. Uh, Chat, take notes. Poker protection. You start here. This is like $1,000 book, by the way. Get that one. This is all the shit I'm doing on my channel is, well, not all of it, but some of it is coming from it. Things you can't possibly imagine that you can do at a card table and in a casino is in this book right here. These are called books. They open like this and they have knowledge inside them. Once you get through those, you get these and the other one and keep reading. And then you can learn how to do this. Gary Oldman in Fifth Element. Yeah, of course. And what was the other really good one? Air Force One. He was, crazy in that. The Professional. Uh, he's just the Professional, especially. I think he was really good in that. Favorite comedian? Great question. Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K., Anthony Jeselnik, of course, the Dark Prince. All the comedians, Dave Chappelle, all the comedians that are edgy and say the thing you shouldn't be saying, they say it and they get away with it. And those are all my favorites. There's plenty more. What is my weakness? Women. You do some dumb shit when it comes to women. When did I know I was addicted to cards? In my early teens, I decided that I was going to be a card, just cards. Norm MacDonald, yes, thank you. I knew I was forgetting one. Norm, absolute genius. Absolute genius. Apple pie. She was a hooker. if you know that quote, then you'll understand. What watch am I wearing today? Somebody just asked that. Today we're rocking some Bruce. The light can pick it up. It looks like all black, but it's not. Are there tricks from other magicians that I found amazing? Yeah, Danny Diortiz is fantastic. Rene Levans, when he was doing his the greatest magicians, world's greatest magicians, that fooled. I was 15 years old when I saw that, and I was convinced he was doing real magic. Michael Vincent fooled me so badly. Darwin used to fool me all the time. Um, am I right-handed or left-handed? I'm right-handed, but I play piano, so both hands are pretty developed. But in card magic, your left hand does a lot of work. Frank, what's up? Women get you to do all sorts of dumb shit. Norm's moth joke, yeah. You know the story behind that, right? He had a second spot on Conan and he didn't know. He thought he had one segment and he didn't have anything to talk about. So we took a 20-second joke and made it 7 minutes. If kidnappers wanted to cut my finger off, I would rather take the bullet. Um, when am I coming to Atlanta? 100%. We just booked, it's confirmed. We just booked 8 new shows and Atlanta is one of them. And we will be back there. I don't know when it'll be announced, but um, stay tuned to the tour schedule on the website and it'll be added there soon. Chicago is one of the 8 that just got booked. We got I can't name them all. New York, Boston, Nashville, Atlanta, Chicago, and 3 more I can't think of right now. Oh, St. Louis, Pittsburgh. I might do it. There's one more. There's one more. I can't think of it right now. Troy, Jason, you are amazing. Pff, absolutely. Am I interested in speed challenges with you mean like the drug? Indianapolis will be there again, but that's not one of the 8 that was just booked. Can I talk about Darwin? Darwin took me why he took me on? He gave me an opportunity, almost like an audition. He said, "Here, I'm going to give you a lesson, and if you work on what I teach you, and perhaps we can continue." So it was all that if that really got my mind like I can lose this, and that kind of lit the fire under my ass to make sure that I didn't come back and not impress him or whatever. It wasn't impressive, but I want to make sure that I could show him I was willing to put the work in. And if I didn't, I thought I was going to lose the opportunity to work with him. So that kind of relationship there was very important to why everything succeeded. Because Darwin, and even I have this problem with some students, they're not really there to learn the move. They just want to say, "Hey, how do you do this? And how do you do that?" I've had those students before. How do you do this thing? And you show them, and then they don't want to work on it. They just say, "Okay, how do you do that thing? Or now how do you do this?" And those aren't real lessons. That's just somebody that wants to kind of peek behind the curtain. Chance to see me in Germany. Great question. We're doing London on October 28th. We're doing Paris on the 30th, October 30th. And we may add Germany and we may add Netherlands. We may add a show in Amsterdam. North Carolina will be there. Charlotte will be there. It's on the website right now. Am I good at Uno? I hate Uno. I hate it. I cannot stand Uno. It's like being drowned because you have 2 cards left. And then suddenly you're drawing and drawing and drawing, and you were almost done with this 4-hour game. And suddenly you have 85 cards in your hand again, and you want to burn the house down. I despise Uno and everything about it. Every time you ever learned a magic trick, you were disappointed. Well, that's what you should learn more skill related things because skill, like when you watch Tiger sink a putt or you sink a 30-foot putt and you do it 5 times in a row, you're not sick of it. Skill is skill is a different ball game. Jeremy Timo. Yeah, that's another guy that is not the Jeremy is like watching a fat guy in a six-pack t-shirt, like a t-shirt that has a six-pack printed on it, and the audience is clapping, and you're like, what is this? And Jeremy's another one that's dipped into doing routines of mine that uh, it's like copycat kind of shit. What do I think of mentalism? The mentalism has a trap. There's a trap to mentalism, and you claim that you can read the future, you can read this, and then you prove it. You prove Look, I knew the color you were going to pick and the city that you were going to go on vacation to, and I proved that you would pick this box here. But then you can ask a mentalist, okay, what number am I thinking of right now? And they can't tell you. So there's a giant flaw there that you test, that you prove all of it. And then when someone tests you, you can't answer it. In what I do with skill set with cards, with the same thing with these challenges, people can throw you anything and you can do it because you're using a skill set to do it. So everything kind of exists in reality. That's the difference with mentalism and what I do. I just don't like the trap of it. Do I do any of Michael Vincent's stuff? Absolutely. There's two main routines. I do a poker deal and I do an Acon, and they're both fantastic. Cold reading is kind of fake as well. I can tell that you're a very ambitious person, Carl. You have ambition. I can tell that. And not only that, you have a scar on your right knee. Let me know if I'm right. Who is the best at sleight of hand? You're looking at him. Um, William Larson. Where's my William Larson book? Um, if you want to do cold readings, it's this. Did somebody just do all the gifted? Man, 50 gifted. Hello. Is that's wild. I, I looked away at the exact wrong moment. Winning bets. Winning bets. Thank you so much. That's incredibly generous. It's amazing. That's wild. What a legend. A shout out to that guy. Winning bets. Thank you so much. Anyway, I turned away for a second. Really, thank you for that. I turned away for a second because somebody brought up cold reading. This is the book for cold reading right here. William Larson. If you want to tell people wild things about themselves that they can't imagine, read this book. These are called books, by the way. They open like this. Favorite deck? I don't really have a favorite deck. Like these cardistry guys talk about, this is my deck of the month, and I like Turners, Gold Seal Turners. Those are my favorite decks, and they always will be. Winning bets, I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, a book. People, even card guys, will tell me, "Where'd you learn that thing?" And it's like it's published in my book that you own that came out back in 2023. Where'd I get that AI backdrop? AIbackdrops.com, and you can just download the card library one. Get out! What is this guy winning bets? Jesus Christ! What is happening? Um, Everybody give that guy some love. Holy shit. Winning bets. Thank you so much, man. That's incredibly generous. That's really something else. Nightmare Productions release book 3. $200. Is this guy? Is this a kid with his mom's credit card or something? That's remarkable. Show that got winning bets some love. Winning bets just yeah, I just did some deals for that guy. Third book release is right here. It's already out. Card Magician's better than Jason Ladani. We put a comprehensive collection of best card magicians in the world that are better than me in this book here. Third book. Winning bets. That's just wild. Absolutely amazing. What's my most difficult trick? The most difficult trick. Uh, that's a tough question. I practice things so much that you take the difficulty out of them. But the most difficult trick, the one that took the longest to learn, is on my Magic Castle video. Just search Magic Castle on my channel and you'll see it. The last 10 minutes. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever put together. My screen is in mirror, so the book titles are backwards. That is a you problem. I'm sure you could figure it out. What hat am I wearing? It's a goat hat, signature goat hat. They're Gorin hats. Don't mind the squeaky marker. Oh God. Is there a trick that I hate doing, but I do it anyway because it's expected? You know what trick kind of gets old for me is ambitious card. It's everybody loves it. The audience and I perform for lay people like almost exclusively. So to a lay person, it is new, um, and they do enjoy it. But I feel like out of all the tricks I've ever done in my life, ambitious card seems to be the one that's got the most. What watch do I wear? Oh no, this today's I wear Omega and Rolex. This is Bruce Wayne today. Poker protection. Get that screenshot. Poker protection. Casino game protection. Lot of wild stuff in here that's gonna blow your mind. People say, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that." It's in that book. And then the other ones are Gambling Sleight of Hand, volumes 1 and 2. Screenshot and then flip it so you can read it. Yeah, $2,500 on him. I never said this shit was cheap. Nobody said. Batman is. Oh, it's up. Is it upstairs? Yeah, my Batman. I have a Batman. It's upstairs. Pull AIbackground.com. You can get an AI backdrop that looks like cards or books, and you can actually pull the cards or the books right off. $2,500 for a book. Do you see my channel and what's on there? Worth more than 2,500 bucks. Tell you that. Hit the like button. There's a legend, brother Shucky. That the information inside of those books is remarkable. Poker protection, casino game protection, gambling, sleight of hand. True, but you misspelled sleight. A good wine or a good whiskey? That's a great question. You know what? I'll tell you. Let's talk about this for a second. I like good whiskey on its own. Maybe with a cigar. Am I going to get banned for this? Little Padron action, 80th anniversary. I like a single malt by itself, possibly paired with a nice cigar. But wine, I like with a good meal. Fifth, this guy, winning bets. Winning bets is someone who has stolen someone's wallet and is just racking up some credit card debt. Buying, this is wild. Who is this person? What a legend. That's incredibly generous. And if you're now a member, a Saudi prince, yes, yes, we have a Saudi prince in the chat today, just giving everybody. If you are a member, uh, you have access to I don't know how many tricks. Uh, I know this guy's crazy. This is wild. We'll all talk about the winning bets chat someday. Remember that winning chats stream you did? Um, on my YouTube membership, you have I'm teaching like five or six amazing card tricks that actually work. And I'm I can't 100 members. This is just wild. Memberships you get. I'm teaching probably I think six by now. There's a handful of challenges that I've posted that I haven't posted for the public. They're just private challenges that are really wild, like just nuts. But I wanted to keep them. They were so amazing. I wanted to keep them just for my members. And then I'm teaching self-working tricks. Very, very easy. If you can shuffle cards, you can do these tricks. And you get the custom emojis and things like that. And all sorts of things. You get the thing next to your name to show that you're a member, blah, 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 all that stuff. And every couple weeks or something, I add more material to it. What's the name of what book? Which book you talking about? The Steve Forty stuff? Dumbfounded. I've never seen someone do 100 memberships and a $200 super chat all in one live. The waterfall, two times and catch a blackjack. Yes, we've already posted that. That was the one where I was making fun of that guy who wanted to choke me out. There was some guy named what was his name? Began with a B, Bellissimo or something like that. The comment was, "I'm going to choke you out, little boy," or something like that. And I did the blackjack one, the ace of diamonds and the jack of diamonds. Members, Frank, members get you learn some very easy self-working tricks, but they're very good. They're easy to do, but they'll fool anybody. PJ, how is PJ? We haven't heard from PJ in years. The 100 memberships is I've never seen anything like that in my life. I meant that in the nicest way possible. I'm not sure which comment you're talking about. The membership, I think they're $3 a month. I didn't set it up. I think they're $3 a month. PJ's mom, she's doing fine. Has there been a time that I got caught cheating? Yeah, there was no recovery. I was palming a card. I was performing for two women. And if you want to hear something crazy, this is from June 2009. How do I know it's June 2009? Because it's in these. You really want to know how wild this is? Is it in this one? It's in this one. I don't want to share everything. But in there, I would write down when I'd make mistakes or things I could improve things, or I'd be at a show and I'd jot down what went wrong. And I palmed a card and I was performing for two women. I turned to this woman over here, and the woman on my left saw the card palmed in my hand. She pulled it out and said, "What's this?" And there's no, how do you recover from that? But I didn't, I broke the golden rule of turning to my right when I'm palming. Respect and love, Carl. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Do I like folk music? I'm not really a folk guy. I'm a blues guy. I enjoy playing blues. And I'm really kind of stuck. I like jazz, obviously. And I like Ray Charles, where he really blends the lines of blues and jazz. But boy, to try to get me out of that is really tough. So I am really a kind of a diehard blues fan. Piano and guitar and all the old guys and everything. Video series. Yeah, GP that's here as well. It's GPS right here. There's more stuff in the books. This is great to have, but the books are going to have uh much more involved. The Vegas guys sending me love. All right, man. I'll be in Vegas. 8/29 I'll be there. But yeah, you know, when I'm in Vegas, I notice I get noticed on the streets and the casinos. Like, wait, like that fan base is there like all the time. Um, and it's pretty funny to walk down the sidewalk and have people flipping out. Would I ever do a collab with Jeremy Tan so we can both do my tricks? No. In magic, it's unethical to steal other people's content. Like a comedian doesn't steal other people's jokes. And for some reason, magicians feel like if they see it, what is going on? What is happening? This guy winning bets. What are we doing? What is happening? Get a bottle on me. I'm gonna be buying like a 25-year. You know what I could get with this? I could get an Aberfeldy 25 winning bets. I don't, yeah, dude robbed a bank. This is wild. This is just nuts. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. Winning bets, thank you. I've never quite seen anything like this before, and I appreciate this greatly. I thought I was going to have a cup of coffee and chit chat for an hour, and now we're gonna go get some Aberfeldy 25 on this guy. If you've never had Aberfeldy 25, it's really it's really one of the finest scotches I've had in a while. Do dice tricks fool Darwin? Yes. I got Darwin a handful of times with some of the dice stuff. Um, McAllen 25 or 12. I'm not a fan. 15 and 18 ruined me. 100%. I McAllen 12 now tastes like swill. Austin, Texas. Yeah, we're gonna be at Cap City. We're there every year. Where to learn dice other than Scarney on dice? I've got a good book for you. Everybody gonna flip. You're gonna screenshot it and flip it. There you go. eBay is your best bet for that. These are like from the 50s, by the way. Profession I'd be if it wasn't in entertainment. Well, I toured for 11 years as a keyboard player, and I played guitar in several bands for another 5 years after that. Um, but that's still entertainment. Maybe teaching music, I guess. Scarney on dice. That's Scarney on dice. Usually that's out. I don't know where it is. Well, I don't have to show you the book because I just told you the name of it. Scarney on dice. I just had it out for the last live. Oh, it's right here. 1945. I think this is 45. Yeah. Copyright January 1945. It's been out. This stuff's been around for a while. But between these two books, you can learn a lot. And again, this is not a $2,000 book. Maybe 50 bucks, something like that. Favorite instrument? I'd say the piano because it's like the blueprint. It really is the blueprint for music. How many hours do I practice a day? 2 to 4. It's pretty much always at least I can't help but to you wake up, you get your coffee, whatever ideas you woke up with in the morning, you sit down, kind of process that stuff. There's always stuff you're working on. There's challenges. This guy winning bets. What is happening? What is happening? I'm gonna have like 1,000 members tomorrow. I don't know what is happening. There's gonna I don't know what to I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for what to say. Winning bets, you've stolen the show. Everybody give this guy some love. This is ridiculous. I'm I don't know what to say. Winning bets, I greatly appreciate. Well, you don't have to. This you've made your point. I this is remarkable. Um, Most useful book is Eat My Brother. No, I don't think my brother even knows how to log on to YouTube. Most useful book in my collection. Actually, be this. If you're a magician and you haven't read this book, you are trash. You are garbage. Because you don't understand anything about magic. This book explains everything in great detail, and it's the reason why you like my magic so much. It's the reason you want to continue watching the magic. It's the reason why you keep coming back for more. This book. Biggest regret in life is reading your stupid comment, Primal Spirit. I wish I never read that. If you're living life weighing what your biggest regret was, you're looking the wrong way. There's no I don't have any moment in my life where I say, boy, I wished I really did this wrong or did you learn from everything. So you take something that happened bad and you say, okay, now I've changed that and I'm gonna do this differently. So you look at failure in that way, then you won't have the type of life where you look back and say, I regret this or regret that. It means you're not getting over something. Yeah, strong magic is it's understanding magic on such an entertainment and being able to hold an audience's attention. And it has this is winning bets live for sure. Stolen the show for sure. Darwin's book just explains all of that in great detail, and it's just it's remarkable that he was able to come up with all that and put it into a book and then articulate it. And I'm just following um, all of that advice. And everything in that book is true. There's nothing. There's something that's very special about that book. There's no false notes or something you read and go, okay, the rest of the book was great, but I don't really. This is not quite right. All of it is 100% accurate. Most money I've ever made off a hater. It's the people that can't stand the channel but keep coming back to watch more. Like they say they're a hater and they show up every day to say, "Hey, you suck," but they're just a fan. They're just continuing to comment, driving the algorithm. It's pretty funny, actually. Yes, I love that joke, and thank you for not spoiling it. Do I have a favorite venue to perform at? Our city wineries are really nice venues. We work with them across the country. This is the country, by the way. When I do that, that means country. Um, we they're just consistently. They have great tech. They have great staff. Um, the food is fantastic, and the way they treat you, you get paid. You walk off stage, and they have a check waiting for you. There's no like waiting in the mail and other. They're really They really, know how to treat performers. So I would say the city wineries are great. Do I think I have let's see. Do I think I have the ability to comprehend how much you can truly amaze a person? Well, yeah, you can tell that by the reactions, and if you're consistently getting good reactions like that, then yeah, you can see it. And you know when you don't hit it, if you something's not right if you don't hit. Political views, I don't care about it. You don't have any control over any of that. There's no sense in getting yourself all worked up in any of that stuff. It's just a game. It's just a game. So there's no point in getting wrapped up and arguing about it. What is your argument in a Facebook comment section going to do for the country? So it's a waste of time. Daniel Roy, good honest. Daniel Roy's a great technician, but when it comes to coming up with his own content, he needs some work there. Don't Is Richard Turner actually blind? Uh, Richard Turner had, well, the last I knew, and I can't speak for him exactly, but the last I heard is that greatly reduced vision. But the winning bets, what are we doing? What are we doing? Winning bets. I don't know who you are, but I can tell you're a huge fan. But your name will not be forgotten anytime soon. Amazing content. The live is, but we're just chit chat. We're having fun. We will be back in Chicago, and if you're in, please introduce yourself as Winning Bets if you ever come to a live show in Chicago. But what an honor to have you in the chat, gracing us with whatever that was. That was really something else. I can't thank you enough, man. That made my night. I'm gonna be hanging. We're gonna finish this live. Be like, what? But what just happened? The dust is settled. Send him a goat hat. Yeah, that way he can be 100% copy. The problem if people wonder what. Yeah, Aberfeld is 30. Somebody want to look the price up of that. I can't imagine. That's probably up in the 2000s. What Daniel has done it. So when I released my second book, Game Changer, Daniel put Power Play on his channel without any credit, and that was the first like, yo, dude. And so I asked him to put credit on there, but the credit didn't matter because instead of listing me as one of the, I mean, that's my routine from the beginning to the end. And he back credited, which means he put Marlowe in there, he put Darwin in there, he put all Andrew Wimhurst's name, he put all this shit in there, and at the very bottom, among 3,000 words, is my name just tucked into the little thing, which is ridiculous because that's something that I came up with. So that's what started it. And then once we started making videos, we noticed like why I just posted this 2 days ago, a dice icon or something like that, and now it's on his channel. So Daniel borrows from the channel a little too much. That's what the problem is there. Do I know your mom's phone number? Absolute by heart, my man, by heart. Uh, Jeremy. So what happened with Jeremy is the same thing. So the wash. Jeremy's a magician, a cruise ship magician. That's not a diss. That's what he is. The channel was cups and balls, linking rings, coin tricks, and a hand card tricks here and there. And then all of a sudden, overnight, it became a wash guy, a casino shuffle guy, like lifting patter lines and just doing just like it felt like he was going through my TikTok and just remaking half the videos. And that's like a no-no. Comedians don't steal other comedians' jokes. You are blacklisted if you do that. In magic, there's no control. Other magicians just say, "Oh, I want to do that now." And it's ridiculous. So you get on the shit list when you do that. I don't go on other people's channels and just say, "Oh, I like this idea. I'll do that. That's mine now." The new book's been done for years. Cruise ship magician. That's not an insult. That's the truth. That's exactly. I That's what it is. Most attention. It's not about that. It's about if I put literally decades of work into coming up with concepts and things that's my intellectual property, and to see someone just redo it is like, what are you doing? You don't have to. I'm not asking anybody to do anything. I'm just saying that's what it is. Guitar players steal each other's licks. But the thing with guitar players is you can hear if someone's playing like Stevie Ray Vaughan, we look at that and go, "Oh, he's playing Stevie Ray." Stevie's still getting that credit, you know. But in magic, should think a better analogy is comedians. They come up with their own content, and other comedians know you don't take that content. Aberfeldy 31 is $800. Wow, that's actually a pretty good price. What's the proper way to teach? You got to come. Okay, it's a great question. What's the proper way to teach something that you've learned from someone else? You got to come up with your own spin. Now, if you're performing live, you can do whatever you want. It's a live show. It's just like a with a cut with music. If a band plays a Taylor Swift song live, it doesn't matter. But once you record that song and put it on the radio or the internet or something like that, now we have a problem because that's trademark copyright, IP. So you have to pay money if you want to do your own version of a Taylor Swift song with the same lyrics and the same chord changes and all that. But when it comes to putting it on YouTube or putting it in a book or something like your own version, you have to change it up enough to make it. What is your own version of this concept? That's the what's your take, and does it have enough of you in there? So if you take a coin and spin it and have a coin land on a card, is that changing it enough from a poker chip? No, you're stealing content. So come, what is your own version? That's the real secret. That takes time to and effort and thinking. How do I make this my own? How often do I jam with magicians? I don't. I do not. I have like three, four people I share my stuff with. Tony Cabral, Andrew Wimhurst, Mike Vincent, Jack Carpenter. Thoughts on Chris Angel? I'm not a Chris Angel fan. Oh, Michael Vincent. Yeah, I share stuff with Michael Vincent. Mike is fantastic. Lucky Charms is a great example. I don't know how many people are familiar with my work here. Uh, Michael Vincent took Lucky Charms from my second book. But ready for this? He asked me, he said, "Is it okay to redo this and then post it?" And I said, "Yes." And he changed it. He changed it from a single routine to like a three-phase thing, and he made it his own. That that is the proper etiquette for doing other people's material. And with Darwin, he gave me all the permission in the world to do his material. Do I perform it that way now? No, I still do it the way I came up with it. Saw my show in LA. Any chance I'm coming to Singapore? We'd love to come there. That's gonna take some work though. The wash stuff, I haven't published my wash stuff yet, but it will be in a future book. Has David Blaine ever fooled me with any of his card tricks? Back when those first specials came out, what was that, the '90s? I thought there was some great card content there. That did fool me for sure. So you want to see me in Connecticut? We would love to. Yes, we're there. Mohegan Sun. It's your dad's birthday. Well, I'm glad you told me that because now I can finally sleep. I Last night I couldn't sleep because I was like, when is Captain 55 C6J's dad's birthday? I have no idea. Cannot sleep a wink. And now tonight I'll be able to sleep. Just goofing around. Captain, tell your dad happy birthday. Go to cigar. There is no contest. Padron 80th anniversary. These are the Cadillac. What's the best way to book me? You can go on my website, CardMagicByJason.com, and you go up on the top right where there's a request a quote um, tab, and you click that and fill it out, and my manager will get back to you. How are my books for magic? They're awful. They're awful. My books are more advanced. I wouldn't say they're easy. That you have to have a good amount of card knowledge if you're going to buy my books and start learning from them. Game Changer is a little harder to do. Confident Deceptions is a little easier, but I would highly recommend these books. If you're going to jump into card magic, you should do Card College. You should definitely do that first to kind of give you a foundation uh, in card magic. Patreon with my awesome secrets. I thought about that, but the problem with Patreon is that I've seen it happen to other people's accounts. People just steal the videos and post them on TikTok. They're just stolen. So some dude in some other country is just posting your subscription, your paywall material on TikTok and all over Facebook, and your stuff just gets stolen. Uh, Reading other books besides magic, yeah. I'm big on like character development, and these are great books. This book changed my life because it's flipped. It's the flesh book, how to write, speak, and think effectively. Fantastic book there. Books on character development are always good. Books on writing. I mean, if you want to get into story, always good to know what you're talking about. The Robert McKee book. If you want to understand what makes an audience want to watch you, it's in this book. Um, the reason that my channel has a kind of a rabbit hole feel about it, like you just want more and more. Uh, Fiction, can't go wrong. Um, and you know what I'm a fan of actually? I don't read anime, but these are great graphic novels, especially this one, the Batman or Joker type um, graphic novels. Fantastic. I didn't even know graphic novels were a thing until Darwin turned me onto them. Darwin said, check this out." And I read, I want to say, the Joker, and I thought it was fantastic. Um, where is the Joker? Uh, Darwin really turned me on to some fantastic graphic novels. I didn't even really know much about them. Custom Shop Les Paul, it's a 95 back there. How long have I been making magic books? You mean my writing them? My first book was 2013, and then my second book was 2018. Confident Deceptions and um, Game Changer. Are my parents proud of me? Yes, yes, they are. I remember specifically when I told my mom that I wanted to be a card cheat, and she said, "Well, you're playing piano and you're really good with that. So why don't you stick with piano?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but I really like cheating at cards." And so we kind of had a funny little disagreement there because I was loving card tricks and cheating and all the Darwin shuffles and everything. And she was thinking like, I think you'd be I think you'd be better at nudging me towards piano. But I ended up doing both. And then I quit touring in 2015 four or I think I quit playing with bands in like 2010 or something. I still had a few local bands I played with, but cards really started paying the bills, so I made the switch. Confident Deceptions is amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, Steve. There's a lot more classic magic in there. Um, how many $1 million books do I have? Just one right now. Random book pull. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five. So, so pick a number one through five. Whoever asked that, where's my random book pull? Pick a number one through five, and then A, B, or C. So four, and then A, B, or C. C. Four, C. Uh, random book pull. Well, that's not too random. We just had this out a second ago. Ah, oh, look at this. Somebody was asking earlier. This is wild. Somebody asked earlier what my favorite video game was, and it was Metal Gear Solid. And as a gift, somebody got me this like full breakdown of everything. Like if you're a total Metal Gear Solid nerd, you would enjoy this book. I want to say my second girlfriend got me that. How's that for random? I know, banger pull. This is this is wild that this would be the random. It doesn't get much more random than a full breakdown of Metal Gear Solid. What got me into card magic? My older brother showed me a card trick when I was 7 years old, and it blew my mind. It was really something else. That was a truly random. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Bro. Your second girlfriend says hi. She's my mom. Very good. Very good. Now it's late, son. You should be going to bed. It's after 9. Card college for beginner? I would say yeah. I would say yes. It's gonna be work, but it covers all the bases. So there's complicated stuff. Michael Vincent or Richard Turner? I'd go with Michael Vincent. Richard Turner is a fantastic technician. 1000%. Mike Vincent is a better storyteller and technician. So Mike Vincent has the ability to tell a fantastic story, and his character so developed. But Turner, for me, is more of a technician, and he stays in technician mode for the whole show. Now we're going to do a second deal. Now we're going to do a push off second. Now we're going to do thirds. Now we're going to do push off second with my other hand. Here's a one-handed second deal. See how that's just technical, 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 technical. Do I ever shave? No, I just buzz it down. I don't like a razor on my skin. I just trim it down to nothing and then let it grow back. Have I ever read Lord of the Rings? No, I have not read Lord of the Rings. I didn't even see Lord of the Rings movie. Good night, brother. Later, brother, man. Thanks for joining. Yeah, well, 1,000. You know what? We're trying to book San Antonio, so we will be in Austin for sure, and we may add San Antonio to the mix. Does my brother still take credit for it? No, he doesn't. He's not like. I thank him for this, but he's not in it for the credit. No, my brother is a car mechanic. He could tell you what's wrong with a car by listening to it drive by. He's a magician in that regard. Lord of the Rings, no, I already answered that. No. It was fun watching me on the Mike Rowe show. Yeah, that was a blast. That was a blast. How do I think we all got here? I'm gonna go with the mysterious goo on on the planet that we grew out of somehow. I honestly don't know, but I'm gonna go with goo more than a than an invisible uh, guy in the sky created everything. What person do I despise the most? I don't really hate anybody. I think you take life too seriously if you're hating somebody. You know, if the person bothers you, that you remove them from your life. Who's my least favorite magician? You know what I see on the internet? I'll tell you what I see on the internet. I'll see some like 15-year-old kid or something with his iPhone propped up doing like the shittiest magic ever. And has no regard, no style, no, not like he learned the move. He can't even do it, and he's just getting from the beginning to the end, and then he's posting it as if we're supposed to be like, "Wow, that's great." So he's just there's no awareness that you don't have the chops, and that, I don't think you should be putting that on the internet. But they're in it for the views. They're in it for the views, and uh that's my least favorite magician. How many tricks am I working on at one time? Oh man, that's a good question. I that's really good because I constantly kind of go back and bring old things back. I can't nail down a number. 10, 15 things. Do I have any regrets in my career in magic? No. Does my brother try to figure out tricks? No, he stopped trying to figure them out. I got to the point where he doesn't even try anymore. Like I'll do something when I have new material I'm working out. I'll when I go up to my family's for dinner or something. I'll try some new things out, and he doesn't bother in trying to figure out anything anymore. Am I ever going to go on Fool Us? No, we've answered that like 20 times. Uh, am I a smoker or just cigars? No, I don't smoke. I wouldn't smoke a cigarette if my life depended on it. I'd rather take the bullet. Cigarettes are disgusting. However, cigar, I do enjoy a good cigar. Why is my hat wrong? No, it's purposely printed backwards. Twag. I'm a big fan of Twag. You don't know the band Twag? They're so good. You're curious why I go goo. That's just what I think. You don't have to worry about why. It's it's not. There's no winning in this argument. It's just an opinion. A bounty hunter. Oh man, do I want to go on a ride along? Give me a couple guns and let me call the shots. Let me be in charge for the full day. I'll how many Jesus miracles could I recreate? Well, you know what I can do? I can make wine disappear. Isn't that the trick? He made wine disappear. I can do that. Favorite kind of card magic. You know, believe it or not, I can't stand self-working tricks. I think they're so stupid. Self-working tricks and all the counting and piles and uh now we add these three numbers together and we add this. They're so like tedious and long, and the reward is, was this your card? So I'm not really um a self-working magic kind of a guy. He turned water into wine? I didn't know that. Wow, thanks for clearing that up. I really thought he just drank wine. Thank you for helping. Mixed by Monroe. Now it's blood to wine. What is it? Chat is derailed. It's derailed. Hello. Billy, thank you for the dono. My wife and I are seeing you in Milwaukee. We're going to be there. That's coming right up. That's our, isn't that our next show? What deck in oh, if you're playing poker, well, here's the thing. If you're playing poker, I would highly recommend getting Copag plastic cards. I don't have any in front of me. My cards are upstairs. I'm pointing like you guys know. My card room's upstairs. Copags, plastic Copags, because you buy them once for 25 bucks and it'll last you for the rest of your life. Those cards are super, super, super durable and they'll last forever. So that's my answer to that. You can get water on them. You can get water that you've turned into wine on them and wipe them off. But they last forever. The most expensive book is this one. Um, I love how I had such a strong buildup like this one, and then I got to look for it. Where is that book? It's supposed to be right here. Hang on, chat. Taking magazine. Why is that book not where it's supposed to be? Well, you're gonna have to wait for next live. I must have taken that out. My apologies. I must have taken the book out. I'm sorry. Ask me that on the next live, and I'll share that book with you because it's very special. I don't know. It must be out in. I have another bookshelf in my card room. It must be up there. That was such a big lead up to nothing, and it frustrates. I still want to. I don't think it's upstairs though. Oh well, your loss. Has my brother been to one of my shows? Yes, of course. Um, I know. Green screen, 100%. This is AIbackdrops.com. You can get the books when there. It is going to drive me nuts. After this live, I'm not going to uh, sleep until I find that book. And also because it's the most expensive book in my collection. How much do I work out? I work out almost every day. I don't like sitting around doing nothing. In the card magic community, there's something called card lard. We don't want card lard. A nice bump from the interview. Yeah, we got it like on YouTube. I was probably what 8,000 new subs in a short amount of time. Examples of White Chapel or examples of where you messed up a trick and then recovered. Well, you know what? Things like second deals are great recovery tools. Uh, Switches are great recovery tools. So you're never on stage. You're never on stage saying, "Oh, I messed that up." Um, you have plenty of tools in your toolbox to be able to steer into what you need to steer into. So the audience should never say, I don't know about that one. They should walk away going, how the hell did you do that? But meanwhile, you're like, that was a good recovery. But there's no specific story. I honestly, I can say, man, I haven't. The show I've been doing for the last 3 years, I haven't had a train wreck in that show once. But the more you practice, you don't have to worry about your recoveries. But the recoveries are always there and ready to go if you need them. Can I do more piano videos? Absolutely. We just got a new mic for the piano stuff, so we will definitely do more stuff. Do I take special care of my hands? Yes, I wear bubble wrap on both hands all day long. No, I'm just like a normal. person when it comes to that. I don't. I certainly take more time when I'm, picking up broken glass on the floor or something like that. But I don't have any kind of like routine with my hands or something that I uh, am careful about. I don't like doing things like skiing. I broke both thumbs my first time skiing, first and last time. So there's some things I'm not gonna really mess with, um, because I think it's more of a risk. Like the risk reward isn't really there. Markobi, yeah, Markobi's like a bad acid trip. He's very talented, but I don't like it. I don't like the videos are so scattered. They're so unsettling. I don't know how to explain. This isn't a diss. This is just my opinion. If you like this kind of food or you like that kind of food, some people love cilantro. Some people don't like cilantro. But when I watch that guy, I do not. I feel so distracted by what is wrong. What's the problem here? Rod the Hop. Um, Rod the Hop is one of the best card cheats that has ever graced this planet, and I have a copy of Erdnase with his name in it. Um, Here it is. If you want to get good, you should read books multiple times. Expert at the card table. In case I wanted to read it more than once, I have these. To Jason, enjoy from Rod the Hop, expert at the card table. The video clips I've seen of Rod are it's Rod with a D. Um, are just absolutely the switches, the mucks are just uh absolutely exceptional stuff. And he was just such a genuine person and such uh an amazing there's not much on Rod stuff. Yeah, there actually is. It just hasn't been released yet. It's all underground shit with Jason England and Derek Dogadio and all that. There's some great clips, but but they got to be like organized. Erdnase books are fantastic. Yes. I didn't realize how long we've been on. So it's coming up. We'll go to 9:30 and then call it a day. So if you have any questions, now's the time. Favorite whiskey? I think this is the fifth time we've been asked that. Right now, I'm really enjoying. Well, we talked about Aberfeldy. Aberfeldy, I think I had 24 was the last one I had. Was is just divine. But right now, there's a single malt that I'm really digging. The Harmony collection from Macallan called Vibrant Oak. It's just great. What do I think of the guys that do reveal tricks? They are absolute scum. Like magic is the secrets, and you're trying to make a couple bucks on exposing and destroying magical secrets is you're just you're not you're I don't want to say what I want to say. Doc Eason, yeah, he's like a hell of a worker for sure. Hardest move that I do, I would say a center deal and a table pharaoh. Darwin's favorite trick of yours to perform? That's a fantastic question. It was Nick of Time. Nick of Time from my second book. When when Darwin told me, he said, Jay, I have a question about your Nick of Time routine. He said he was having a tough time getting it in a minute. And he said, what should I do? So I said, just make it 90 seconds. Tell the audience you're going to do a minute and 30 seconds. But inside, I was like, you're doing my material? That that to me was remarkable. And he also did All in the Hands. He did that, and he did my collector's collector's piece. He did that as well, and I just couldn't believe that I'd reached a level in my career. It was such an amazing thing that my mentor is doing my material at his shows. To me, was really something else. Markovi stuff is failing I just don't. I have no. It's Have you ever seen like a short movie that just makes no sense from the beginning to the end? And you're just like, what am I watching? It's just a bunch of scenes and nothing's connected. And I don't, that style doesn't do anything for me. You know who does Big Stack is Jack Carpenter does that. Big Stack is a lot of amazing stuff happening in not a lot of time. It's a great talk about establishing you. Two shuffles and you're dealing out all those quads. Somebody, I missed a $4 thing. Whitechapel. What would it take to get a card signed by me? Reach out to me through my website. Thank you for the dono. Five bucks from Masapa 93 here. Any tips on training tricks? Any tips on training tricks when I use the webcam? I feel like I skipped a moment. Um, you should find a close friends, your wife, your girlfriend, a friend, just a friend, somebody that doesn't matter, and ask them to practice. And you're not trying to fool them. You're just saying, sit here and watch what I'm going to do, and that will give you some real feedback. A webcam isn't really giving you genuine feedback. There's no substitute for a live person sitting across from you because when you're performing in the real world, you're performing for real people. East Coast. Yeah, I'm from New York. Hello from London. Got here late. Oh, we're just taking off. Oh, Citadel. I recognize your name. Thank you for the dono. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were on. So I think we went on around 7:30 or something. So we're gonna wrap it up in a hot minute. Um, Houston. Yes, we just booked Houston. We booked Dallas and Houston. Dallas and Houston. Don't mind. Never mind. We just booked that. I don't know the name of the theater, but it's on the website and ticket sales will start uh soon. Gina, my Friday night date. Hey, Friday nights. Look at us. Christopher, yes. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. What am I going to do after this live? I'm probably going to have some of that vibrant oak single malt scotch upstairs. And I'm probably going to have one of these, a Padron, and then we're going to call it a night. That's the truth. I'm probably going to, yeah, probably. And you know what's going to happen? I'm going to practice. I know exactly what I've got to practice. I have a list upstairs, and I'm going to look for that book. What watch is that? This is a Bruce Wayne. No, John the Wise. No, we're damn close. We're damn close. We didn't get it today. Second deal by Madison. I don't know really anything about Madison's deals. I don't really watch Madison. Thank you for the live. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Jesus loves you as well. Hey, I'm not here to knock any. I don't want people to think. If someone asks me where did we all come from, and I just think it was goo, is what I think. Um, no, that's not. We haven't hit it yet. We have not hit it. Strike second or block, push off. You have to learn both. You have to learn both. Have I ever worked with Penn and Teller? No one's asked that yet. That's amazing. No, I have not worked with Penn and Teller. Another live lecture with at the table of Vanishing Ink. I'm probably not going to do that because what we're doing now is we're just doing our own thing. There's no reason for me to go through Murphy's or any place like that when we can just do it ourselves. What was my first car? A 1989 Volkswagen Rabbit. That's right, folks. I had a Rabbit, and then I had a Corolla, twin cam, 16 dual overhead, Toyota Corolla GT. Um, I had a Tercel. I went through a handful of shit boxes when I was a kid. Do I use a third deal in my I've been known to pull a third deal on stage before. There's a great video. I have a really clean second and third deal video. Maybe I'll do a repost in a couple days. Slight for a beginner to learn, I'd start with your double, your DL. Definitely do that. Current car, I drive a Mustang. We're so close. We're so close. Favorite movie about sleight of hand? It's not really a sleight of hand movie, but I would say like the poker cheating kind of movie. The Sting. The Sting. You can't be that. That's a classic. Uh, Oz Perlman. He's great. I don't know why people are. I get people are talking like he's some sort of fraud. He's a phenomenal. Look what he's done. He's an incredible performer. Your variation on yes, yes. I teach it. Nightmare. That's on my actually I think I just teach the push through. I don't teach the Zaro. So unfortunately, if you take a lesson, I can teach you the Zaro there. Sting is my favorite movie. It's a fantastic. And also Rounders is another great uh he says he has real no, he doesn't say he quite literally says he doesn't have any superpowers. You are 100% not correct. He says he's using the information he's given. He's not saying I possess superpowers. Citadella, can I Pharaoh riff? Yes, of course. Oh, Pharaoh riffle in the hands. That's a good question. I've never even tried that. No, a table Pharaoh should be on the table. But you can Pharaoh this way, obviously, but I don't think you would need to. In other words, if you're in the hands, why do it this way when you can do it this way? What did I think of the movie Shade? I thought it was really cheesy. Uh, just uh, I'm not a fan. It was like so on the nose with magician tropey things, and I didn't like I didn't like it. And find my book. Yeah, I got to run. I'm over already. I'm waiting for this thing. Uh, an album from the '90s is the Cradle. I think the Cradle. Somebody look that up. Eric Clapton from the Cradle. That album was just fantastic. Houston was just booked. Houston was just booked. It'll be added to the website soon. We quite literally got Houston and Dallas, and I don't think it's on the website. I can check right now. Please hold. Oh, it is. It is. The Heights Theater in Houston, March 13th. March 13th. Am I gay? Man, you're on the wrong John, if you're on the internet looking for gay people, the app you're looking for is Grinder. This is YouTube. Let's see. Hendrix or oh man, that's a great question. Little Wing, Hendrix or Stevie? I gotta say, I'm a Stevie guy when it comes to that. Stevie, I know that's so controversial. It's so controversial. But Stevie has such a clean thing. Am I scared of death? Am I scared of the sweet release of death? My God, no. What is the point of be scared of death? Death happens when it happens, and then you don't have to pay taxes, and that's fantastic. Pittsburgh, we just booked. We just booked Pittsburgh. It's not on the schedule yet, but it will be there. I know for the Jimmy and Little Wing. I know, but I grew up listening. I heard Hendrix or Stevie's Little Wing first, and it was one of my absolute favorite songs. And I gotta say, I know that's so wrong, sacrilege, but I would have to go with Stevie on that. I know. I don't want to hear it. Just trying to get big. I know. I know. Have I been to the Sphere? Yes, several times. It's amazing. It is really something else. I know. I know. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I just have a soft spot in my heart for we're we're out of time. All right, we missed bingo. We didn't get bingo tonight. I know we did such a long live here. Nobody wanted to see a trick. Nobody said I was old and tired. Toronto show. Nobody asked about Toronto. Usually, like every live, we get asked that 80 times when are you gonna be in Toronto. Nobody made a mom joke. Where are we, folks? No mom jokes? Not one mom joke. Do we know where we're at? Nobody asked me about golf. Where are we at, folks? No one asked about golf. Nobody asked if I was married. Prime numbers. Where are we at with prime numbers? Not one single person is coming here with 16 as a prime number. Not one person. Do I have kids? Nobody's digging into kids. Fender or Gibson? We got the bait right back there. Nobody's asking me if I prefer Fender or Gibson. Oh, we did have the third book, but it didn't give us. We did get people asked for the third book. Favorite card brand? No one asked about the favorite card brand. We usually get people asking, "Can you send me a free deck?" Where's the free deck guy? The guy that chats 800 times. Please send me a free deck of cards. Favorite guitar player? Nobody asked me who my favorite guitar player was. And actually, we did have thoughts on other magicians, but that didn't give us a bingo. Fell short today. Fell short on the live that we made like $1,000 on. Like, holy shit. Anyway, oh, this guy, Maggot Brain. Love everyone on my shift. You're the goat. Yes, yes. I appreciate the dono very. I feel like bad calling you maggot. Uh, Maggot, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, guys. Thank you for the donos. This winning bet guy, this was really amazing. Uh, and everyone that asked the questions, we didn't hit bingo tonight, but it was a lot of fun. I love all of you. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna go find that book and I'm gonna go practice. And I'm gonna have a cigar and a scotch and call it a night. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.